I don't think we're supposed to be.
You should lock the doors, though.
Maybe you don't have my window rolled down.
Yeah, maybe not have your window rolled all the way fucking down.
I have been traveling with my family for weeks on a road trip across the United States. We have been tent camping as we go and following the warmer winter weather. Coming from Tennessee, an 18-hour drive from the closest U.S.-Mexico border, I had never experienced the realities of living in a border town. We were told to stay safe, whatever that meant. Here is our experience. Our first real experience with the border was while we were staying in Big Bend National Park. The entire southern part of the park is bordered by Mexico, with the Rio Grande River being the main geological divider between the two countries. Now, when you think of Rio Grande River, you think of Big River, because that's what it translates to, but it was not very big, at least while we were visiting. I mean, we were supposed to stay at this really beautiful campsite that was supposed to be on the water, but there was no water there. The Rio Grande has shrunk considerably in the last few decades. So lesson number one was how easy it was to cross the border. So this is the Santa Elena Trail that we decided to go on while we were in the park. And the canyon on the left is Mexico, and the canyon on the right is part of the United States. The Rio Grande runs between the two canyons and serves as the boundary between the two countries. So this is the Rio Grande, and it was slightly higher than ankle deep. And this is how easy it is to cross the border.
It's so cold. Mexico!
We hung out and explored around the river a little bit, but we did decide to go back to America. Another thing that we experienced were all of the border checkpoints as you're driving down the road. When you're close to the border, we would go through these border checkpoints and we would always just be waved through. He would just look at us and wave us through, and we were never stopped. The only people we did see stopped were Hispanic or indigenous.
Hello. Hey.
Another thing we've noticed is the ratio of Border Patrol to police officers is about 50-1. There is significantly more Border Patrol driving around out here than there are police officers. Another place we decided to visit was the Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument, and it is another U.S. park that is on the border of Mexico. It's a little different from Big Bend because there is a main road and a main port of entry in this area called Lukeville. We decided to stay in this park also at their campground for a couple nights. And this is where things got a little more realistic. There was this big sign about smuggling and illegal immigration being in this area, and numerous signs throughout the park. It was recommended not to travel on certain roads, and also some of the roads were closed due to immigration activity. We were staying in the little blue tent area in their campground and then decided to do that Victoria Mine hiking trail. The trail was about 4 miles and took us to this old mine, and there were numerous warning signs that we saw while we were hiking this specific trail also. The dial 911 to report suspicious activity had been crossed out, which is pretty funny. This was honestly a beautiful trail. I didn't get a lot of footage of the actual mine, but it was really cool. And you could definitely see all the way into Mexico and into the main Mexican city just over the border. We did not see any illegal immigrants or activities while we were hiking on the trail. So that night when we got back to our campsite, we heard tons of sirens and heard helicopters. I climbed up to the top of our tent because we have a rooftop tent and you can see pretty high. And this is what I saw. I'm assuming that this is a border patrol. This helicopter was up here circling for hours, and all of these lights, sirens, helicopter was out for hours, well past after I went to bed. So, like any curious person would do, the next morning we decided to drive south down that road. There were, of course, more safety warnings. So things got interesting very quickly. Once we turned on this road, you can see a wall that has been built on the border in the background. So keep that in mind when you see what I'm about to show you, because this is an area where there is an active wall that has been built and is constantly being monitored by Border Patrol.
I'm not even kidding you. I feel like we shouldn't be here. We need to turn around. Shit, are we really? I don't think we're supposed to be.
This is a legal road.
So there was some question as to whether this road was closed or not. There was a road closed sign at the beginning of the road, but it was kind of pushed off to the side. So that's why I was so worried about us being on this road.
Isn't that crazy? So the video that I was watching last night, they interviewed this mom.
You should lock the doors, though.
Maybe you don't have my window rolled down.
Yeah, they do not have the window rolled all the way fucking down.
I was watching this video, and this mom was like, she crossed with her two teenage sons, and she was like, I'm way more worried about the cartel over in Mexico than I am Border Patrol in America. And Border Patrol's Border Patrol up there driving the wall.
No, that's a road? I thought that was like... That's terrifying. It's a scary road.
So we only made it a little bit down the road before we decided to go ahead and turn around. When we drove back by the Border Patrol station, we noticed that they were patting down the immigrants and then loading them into these two vans. So after we drove this road, we decided to leave the park. And as we were driving into town, that white van, a white truck full of backpacks, and that black van were zipping past us going like 100 miles per hour.
I'm going now. Like, why are they driving so fast? There's a black van behind me. Because this truck has that truck is full of backpacks. In the
So I didn't get it on video, but we saw them pull into a Border Patrol headquarters station a little while up the road. And this was basically the end of this adventure for this day. As I am editing this, I just had a news article pop up on my Google homepage talking about how migrants from all over the world are making their way into the U.S. through Arizona's southern border. The week that we were there, they logged around 17,000 apprehensions, which is more than 1,700 a day. And these are just the people that they caught. So to answer the original question, do we feel unsafe camping along the border of Mexico? And the answer is no. We really never did feel unsafe. These people who are crossing the border are not coming over here to try and harm us. They are mostly trying to stay hidden and sneak into our country, going undetected. We talked to a couple Border Patrol officers. We talked to the park rangers at the visitor centers at both parks, and they all agreed with these statements. We were just told to not pick up any hitchhikers so that we did not participate in any illegal activities. And our vehicle is already fully loaded with people, pets, and stuff. So we couldn't fit anybody in our truck, even if we wanted to.